I was proud of my fiance's successful career until I found out it was all fake. She disappeared when exposed and came back begging for another chance. I, 28M, discovered that my fiancée Madeline, 27F, has been lying about her job and income for our entire 5-year relationship. We got engaged 6 months ago, and I thought I knew everything about her. Boy, was I wrong. Madeline and I met at a mutual friend's birthday party. She confidently introduced herself as a marketing executive at a well-known tech company. I was impressed by her career success at such a young age. We hit it off immediately, bonding over our shared love for hiking and indie movies. As our relationship progressed, Madeline would often talk about her big projects, important meetings, and work trips. She'd come home late, claiming she had to finish urgent presentations. Sometimes, she'd be away for days, supposedly attending marketing conferences in other cities. I never questioned it because I trusted her completely. I come from a working-class background. My parents run a small grocery store, and I worked hard to put myself through college. I now have a stable job as an accountant at a mid-sized firm. Madeline's supposed high-powered career was something I admired and aspired to. We moved in together after 2 years of dating. We split our rent and expenses 50-50, based on what I thought was her high salary. Madeline always insisted on this arrangement, saying she believed in financial equality in relationships. I thought it was admirable, not realizing I was actually covering most of our living costs. When I proposed 6 months ago, Madeline was overjoyed. We started planning an expensive wedding, thinking we could easily afford it with our combined incomes. Madeline even talked about buying a house in an upscale neighborhood after the wedding. Last week, everything changed. I was helping Madeline's sister Amy, 25F, move into her new apartment. Amy and I have always gotten along well. She's more reserved than Madeline but equally kind. While unpacking a box labeled old photos, I came across several pictures of Madeline working at a small local cafe called The Daily Grind. I asked Amy about it, assuming it was just a part-time job from years ago. Amy looked confused and said, "That's where Madeline still works. She's been a barista there for the last 6 years." I thought Amy was joking at first. I told her that Madeline worked in marketing at a tech company. Amy's eyes widened, and she said, "Oh no, I thought you knew. Madeline's been lying to everyone about her job for years. She even made up fake business cards and a LinkedIn profile. Our parents don't know either." I felt like the ground had disappeared from under my feet. Amy looked horrified, realizing she had just exposed her sister's lie. She begged me not to tell Madeline that she had accidentally revealed the truth. In a daze, I finished helping Amy move and then drove home. My mind was racing, trying to make sense of this revelation. Had our entire relationship been built on a lie? When I got home, Madeline was in the kitchen making dinner. She greeted me with a smile, asking how the move went. I couldn't hold it in anymore. I confronted her about what Amy had told me. At first, Madeline tried to deny it. She claimed Amy must be confused or playing a prank. But when I mentioned the photos I had seen, Madeline's face crumpled. She sat down heavily at the kitchen table and started crying. Through her tears, Madeline admitted that she had been lying about her job and income this whole time. She explained that when we first met, she was embarrassed about being just a barista while all her friends had corporate jobs. She lied about having a marketing job, thinking we'd only date for a short time. But as our relationship got serious, she felt trapped in the lie and couldn't find a way to tell the truth. Madeline revealed that she had gone to great lengths to maintain this deception. She had created a fake email account, business cards, and even a website for her fictitious marketing career. When she said she was working late, she was often picking up extra shifts at the cafe. Her business trips were actually visits to her college friend in another city, who was in on the lie and would cover for her. I was stunned by the extent of her deception. I asked about our finances, and Madeline admitted that she had been struggling to keep up with our 50-50 arrangement. She had maxed out several credit cards trying to maintain the illusion of a high-paying job. The implications of her lie began to sink in. Our expensive wedding plans, the house we were going to buy, it was all based on a fantasy. I had been unknowingly supporting us financially for years, thinking we were equals. I told Madeline I needed some time to think and went to stay with my brother. It's been a week now, and I'm still trying to process everything. I don't know if I can trust Madeline again. Our entire relationship feels tainted by this lie. Madeline has been calling and texting nonstop, begging for forgiveness and a chance to explain further. She says she'll tell her parents and friends the truth if I give her another chance. She claims she started taking online marketing courses recently, hoping to turn her lie into reality. But I don't know if I can get past this level of deception. It's not just about the job, it's about the years of elaborate lies, the financial deceit, and the break in trust. I'm questioning everything about our relationship now. Part of me still loves Madeline. We've shared so many good times, and until this revelation, I thought we had a strong, honest relationship. I'm torn between my feelings for her and the sense of betrayal I feel. I'm also worried about the practical aspects. If I break off the engagement, what happens to our shared apartment and the deposits we've already paid for the wedding? How do I explain this to our friends and family? I could use some advice. Am I overreacting? Should I give Madeline another chance to explain herself fully? Or is this lie too big to forgive? How do I even begin to trust her again if I decide to stay in the relationship? I'm lost and confused. Any insights or similar experiences would be greatly appreciated. Update 1. Thank you all for your advice and support on my last post. The past few weeks have been a roller coaster, and I wanted to give you an update on what's happened. After taking some time to think, I decided to hear Madeline out completely. We met at a neutral location, a park near our apartment where we used to have picnics. It felt strange to be there now, with this huge issue between us. Madeline came clean about everything. She walked me through her entire deception, from the moment she first lied about her job to all the elaborate steps she took to maintain the lie over the years. She had created multiple fake email accounts, not just for her fictional job but also for her imaginary colleagues. She showed me the website she had built for her fake marketing company, complete with case studies and client testimonials, all fabricated. What shocked me most was learning that Madeline had been secretly taking online classes in marketing for the past 2 years. She showed me her course certificates and said she had been trying to make her lie a reality. She had applied for several entry-level marketing positions but hadn't had any luck yet. Madeline also revealed the full extent of her financial troubles. She had racked up over $30,000 in credit card debt trying to keep up with the lifestyle she thought she needed to maintain. She had been making minimum payments, but the interest was piling up. I asked Madeline why she didn't come clean earlier, especially when we got engaged. She said she had tried to tell me the truth several times but always lost her nerve at the last moment. She was terrified of losing me and disappointed herself for not living up to the image she had created. While I appreciated her honesty, I was still hurt and confused. The scale of her deception was hard to comprehend. I told Madeline I needed more time to think about our relationship. She agreed and said she would respect my decision, whatever it might be. A few days after our talk, something unexpected happened. I got a call from Madeline's mother, Lisa. She was hysterical and asked if I knew where Madeline was. Apparently, Madeline had finally confessed everything to her parents and then disappeared. She left a note saying she was ashamed and needed some time alone. I was worried sick. Despite everything, I still cared about Madeline's well-being. I called all of Madeline's friends, but no one had heard from her. We filed a missing person report with the police. For 3 days, we had no idea where Madeline was or if she was safe. On the 4th day, we got a call from a hospital in a city about 200 miles away. Madeline had been admitted after fainting in a bus station. She was physically fine, just dehydrated and exhausted. The doctor said she had been having panic attacks. I drove to the hospital immediately. When I saw Madeline, she looked terrible, pale, with dark circles under her eyes. She broke down crying when she saw me. She said she couldn't face everyone after her lies were exposed, so she ran away. She had been sleeping in bus stations and cheap motels, too ashamed to come back. Seeing Madeline in that state made me realize that despite her lies, I still cared about her deeply. I told her that running away wasn't the solution and that we needed to face this together. She agreed to come back home and get help. We're now back in our city. Madeline has moved in with her parents temporarily while she gets therapy. She's also looking for a new job, determined to start fresh with honesty this time. As for our relationship, we're taking things day by day. I've decided to give Madeline another chance, but I've made it clear that it will take time to rebuild trust. We've postponed our wedding indefinitely and are essentially starting our relationship over from scratch. Madeline has been incredibly remorseful and is working hard to make amends. She's told all her friends and extended family the truth about her job and finances. It's been hard for her, but I'm proud of her for facing the consequences of her actions. We're also going to couples therapy to work on our communication and trust issues. It's been eye-opening to realize how much this lie affected every aspect of our relationship. We're learning to be more open and honest with each other, even about small things. Financially, we're working with a debt counselor to figure out how to tackle Madeline's credit card debt. I've agreed to help her, but only if she sticks to a strict budget and continues to be honest about her spending. I know some people might think I'm a fool for giving her another chance, but I believe people can change if they truly want to. Madeline's actions since coming clean have shown me that she's committed to being honest from now on. That said, I'm cautiously optimistic about our future, but I'm also prepared for the possibility that things might not work out. I've made it clear to Madeline that this is her last chance. Any more lies, no matter how small, and I'm done. Thank you all for your support and advice. It's been a difficult few weeks, but I feel like we're slowly moving in the right direction. I'll update again if there are any significant developments. Update 2. I want to thank everyone for their support and advice over the past few months. A lot has changed since my last update, and not all of it for the better. Madeline and I had been working on rebuilding our relationship. She was going to therapy regularly, had come clean to everyone about her lie, and was actively job hunting. Things seemed to be slowly improving between us. We were communicating better, and Madeline was being more open about her feelings and struggles. About a month ago, Madeline got a job as a social media coordinator for a small local business. It wasn't the high-powered marketing career she had fabricated, but it was a start in the right direction. The pay wasn't great, but it was honest work, and Madeline seemed excited about the opportunity to gain real experience in marketing. I was proud of her for securing a legitimate job in marketing. It felt like a positive step forward in our relationship and in Madeline's personal growth. She was working hard, coming home with stories about her day that I knew were real this time. However, last week, I discovered something that has shaken everything up again. I was using Madeline's laptop to print some documents, with her permission, when I noticed an email notification pop up. The subject line caught my eye: monthly payment confirmation. I know I shouldn't have, but given our history, I clicked on it. What I found left me stunned. The email was a receipt for a $5,000 payment to a company called Career Creators. I did some digging and found out that this company specializes in creating fake work histories, complete with websites, phone numbers for references, and even fake pay stubs. I confronted Madeline about this immediately. At first, she tried to deny it, but when I showed her the email, she broke down. She admitted that she had been using this service for years to maintain her lie about her marketing career. The social media coordinator job she recently got? It was real, but she had used the fake work history from Career Creators to get it. Madeline explained that she had been using Career Creators since before we met. When she first signed up for their services, she was desperate and felt stuck in her barista job. She convinced herself it was just a temporary boost to get her foot in the door of the marketing world. Even after coming clean to me and everyone else, Madeline said she couldn't bring herself to delete her fake work history. She was afraid she'd never get a foot in the door in marketing without experience. She swore that now that she had a real marketing job, she was done with the fake history. I was devastated. Just when I thought we were moving past the lies, I discovered an even deeper level of deception. All the progress we had made in rebuilding trust over the past few months felt meaningless in light of this new revelation. Madeline begged me to understand, saying she was terrified of losing this opportunity in marketing. She promised to come clean to her new employers and delete all traces of her fake history. But for me, it was too late. The damage was done. I told Madeline that I couldn't continue our relationship. The lies were too much, too deep, and had gone on for too long. Even if she came clean now, the fact that she had continued to use the fake history after everything we'd been through was something I couldn't get past. Madeline was hysterical, promising to do anything to make it right. But I knew that I would never be able to fully trust her again. Every achievement, every story about work, every new connection she made, I would always wonder if it was based on lies. I moved out of our shared apartment the next day. Madeline's parents, who had been supportive of her after the initial revelation, were shocked and disappointed to learn about this new deception. They've told me they understand my decision to end the relationship. I'm now staying with a friend while I look for a new place. I've called off our engagement for good this time. It hurts, and part of me still loves Madeline, but I know I can never trust her again. The Madeline I fell in love with never really existed. This whole experience has been a harsh lesson in the importance of honesty in relationships. I'm taking some time for myself now, focusing on my own career and personal growth. I'm also planning to get some therapy to work through the trust issues this situation has left me with. Thank you all for your support throughout this difficult time. I hope my story can serve as a cautionary tale about the dangers of living a lie, no matter how small it might seem at first. Update 3: It's been half a year since my last update, and I wanted to share how things have progressed. After ending things with Madeline, I threw myself into my work and personal development. I started seeing a therapist to work through my trust issues, which has been incredibly helpful. We've been exploring why I didn't notice the red flags in my relationship with Madeline and how I can build healthier relationships in the future. I've also picked up some new hobbies. I joined a local hiking group and have been exploring trails in our area every weekend. It's been a great way to clear my head and meet new people. I've also started taking cooking classes, something I always wanted to do but never made time for when I was with Madeline. I've reconnected with old friends I had somewhat neglected during my relationship with Madeline. It's been eye-opening to realize how much I had isolated myself in our relationship. My friends have been incredibly supportive, and it's been healing to rebuild these connections. As for Madeline, I've heard through mutual friends that she did end up confessing to her employers about her fake work history. She lost her job as a result but has since found work at a different cafe. From what I understand, she's still in therapy and working on being more honest in all aspects of her life. A couple of months ago, Madeline reached out to me via email. She apologized again for everything and said she understood why I couldn't continue our relationship. She thanked me for pushing her to be honest, saying it was painful but ultimately freeing to live authentically. She also mentioned she's focusing on building real skills in marketing through online courses and internships. While I appreciated her email, I made it clear that while I wish her well, I have no interest in rekindling our relationship or even maintaining a friendship. The trust between us is irreparably broken. Madeline respected my wishes and hasn't contacted me since. On a more positive note, I've recently started dating again. I'm taking things very slowly and being upfront about my past experience and the importance of honesty in relationships. It's been challenging to open up and trust someone new, but I'm working on it. I've been on a few dates with a woman I met through my hiking group. It's nothing serious yet, but it's nice to feel that spark of possibility again. Professionally, I've been doing well. I took on some new responsibilities at work and even got a small promotion. I'm also considering going back to school part-time for a master's degree in accounting. It feels good to be focusing on my own goals and growth without the shadow of deception hanging over me. This whole experience has taught me a lot about the importance of honesty, both with others and with oneself. I've become much more assertive in my personal and professional life, not afraid to ask questions or verify information when something doesn't add up. I'm also more aware of my own needs and boundaries in relationships. Looking back, I can see red flags that I ignored in my relationship with Madeline. Her reluctance to introduce me to her work colleagues, the vagueness about her daily work tasks, the convenient work trips that always seemed to coincide with times I wanted to visit her office, all these things should have raised questions. But I was too trusting, too willing to believe the best about someone I loved. It's been a difficult lesson, but I'm grateful for what I've learned about myself and what I need in a partner. I know now that I value honesty and transparency above all else in a relationship. I've also learned the importance of maintaining my own identity and friendships outside of a romantic partnership. Financially, I'm in a much better place now. Without the burden of unknowingly supporting two people, I've been able to increase my savings and even start investing a bit. I'm also more careful about financial decisions and always make sure I have a clear picture of any shared expenses in new relationships. As for our shared apartment and the wedding deposits we lost, it was a financial hit, but I've come to see it as the cost of learning a valuable life lesson. Some of our vendors were understanding and gave partial refunds when we explained the situation. The rest, well, I've made peace with it. Explaining the broken engagement to friends and family was hard at first, but most people were understanding and supportive. A few mutual friends chose sides, which was painful, but it helped me realize who my true friends were. To those who might be in a similar situation, wondering if they can trust their partner or if a lie is too big to forgive, I would say this: trust your instincts. If something feels off, it probably is. Don't be afraid to ask questions and seek the truth, even if it might be painful. And remember, you deserve honesty and respect in your relationships.